Hello folks and welcome back to, I guess, just a special 50th anniversary video. The 50th one, I think.
Yeah, 50th, keeping BZ, technically, if you don't count some Sonic Lost World stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I guess for this day we're going to be recording some Kingdom Hearts for it. Because this has a very special place in mine and Zach's hearts, at least. But I know, Brandon, you've played it before, but it was like a long while till you started it, I think.
Yeah, we're recording this using the original disc that Zach and Alec got of the game in Christmas of 2002. I did not play Kingdom Hearts until I got a PS2 in probably 2010. And that was my first experience with it. But just like I imagine... I mean, I remember the commercials back in the day, but I imagine just like Alec and Zach, when I first saw just the concept of it, I was just like, wow, this looks really interesting. That they would try to build all these Disney characters and all these anime characters into this interconnected world.
Yeah, on the outside, this game just looks like, huh? Like Disney and Final Fantasy? Like, what even is that combination? Like... It just feels so random, but for some odd reason for this game, it works, and it's fun.
Especially the first game, I think.
Yeah, especially the first one. The later games,
Would you say that KH2 is better gameplay, but KH1 is a better execution of the concept of Disney
definitely,
and
yes.
Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. Like, I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 still has, like, all, like the Disney stuff still feels like it matters. It was just, like, much later in the series where, like, all the Disney stuff is just, like, there.
Yep.
While, like, in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, at least, like, the Disney stuff felt like it really, like, was there and, like, part of the story. And it actually mattered.
Oh gosh, this video.
Yeah, this opening, yeah.
Do we all have our rose-tinted glasses on today?
Yes.
I'm trying not to, but god damn it. I love Kingdom Hearts a lot, but it has its flaws, but especially
definitely.
Later on when we start hearing the voice acting. Gets a little wonky at times, but I'd still say this game still holds up pretty well and it's still fun. Like if you want to get into Kingdom Hearts, like just start with the first one because it's like the most solid one in my opinion. While 2 is like a lot more fun to play, like I just feel like overall 1 is just a better package.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like we implied earlier, it's the one that keeps the concept the most simple.
Simple and clean.
Yeah, simple and clean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's surprisingly fitting for this game because this one is simply just, yeah, there's a boy and he goes on an adventure and it just so happens that Donald and Goofy join him on the way to look for Mickey Mouse and they go and try to save Sora's friends and that's it. That's all this game is. It gets a little bit more complicated during the finale, but ultimately it just becomes this fun road trip of each stop being a different Disney world. And to me, like when I first, I mean, you know, obviously the graphics are part of what took me, but it was a friend taking me to his house and showing me the opening hours of it. I think he got me up to Traverse Town and when Sora and Donald and Goofy finally meet. And that's when I was like, whoa, okay. This is really surreal, especially because of... I mean, yes, these CG cutscenes look great, but even in-game, there's many moments where the detail put into the expressiveness of the animation is still really impressive for, like, the character faces. When, back in these days, in the PS2 era, when you think of, like, characters being expressive, you think about them, like, arcing up their eyebrows a bit, or, like, this felt like they were trying to capture... like, give these characters the same kind of animation you'd expect out of a Disney project.
Oh yeah, like the graphics of this game and like the animations in general are just so fantastically done. Like even to this day, like I still am pretty impressed by how the animation looks.
Yeah, I still think that CG opening still looks great.
Yeah, oh man.
If there's anything that's dated about Kingdom Hearts, it's not its style.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Kingdom Hearts does owe its animation quality and its engine in some ways to Final Fantasy X, because that game also had the switch off of fully expressive character faces to default face, back to fully expressive character faces. But I find Kingdom Hearts ultimately more impressive for the variety of character designs and how they make them all feel natural in this world.
And this is where Nomura puts all the belts that he wasn't allowed to put in Final Fantasy X. Because I think it was the engine programmers just said no.
Yep.
Alright, I gotta give up on Shield. I'm sorry, Shield.
So, Alec, what's going on here?
So basically what you're doing is you're choosing between these 3 separate items, and depending on what item you choose, you get certain attacks and moves much earlier than other times. Like, since I picked up the sword, I'll get Scan at a much earlier level than I would if I picked up any of the other items. Also, too, when you pick up the Mage Staff, it gives you slightly more MP. I'm not sure if the sword makes you more stronger. I think it does. I'm not sure. But I just know, like, with the sword, you get, like, more aggressive abilities, like, much earlier on than the other ones.
Right. But, like, for a kid playing this game for the first time, like, when you guys played this game, did you understand anything about anything that was going on?
No.
No, not really.
Because it doesn't explain what happens. You have to, like, look this stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, I think I knew about the Mage Staff at least giving you slightly more MP. Like, I think I can kind of get what was happening, but I didn't, like, fully know what was happening. Like, I didn't even know about the ability stuff, like getting scanned, like, much earlier on with the sword than you did if you chose the other ones, but yeah.
And back then, you would have had to buy the strategy guide.
Oh, that's
Right,
true, yeah.
Of course.
Press X to attack.
Yeah, circle to jump and X to attack.
Yep.
It makes sense in this game, but boy, was it really weird for me at the time. But nowadays, I just pick it up, and as soon as I play a cage game, I'm like, yep, circles, jump, X is attack.
Well, it's also because, like, you have the command menu on the left.
Yeah,
so the idea is that when you're hitting X, you're hitting X on the command menu.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
Here they are, the most powerful enemies in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, because even if you put down a massive attack, the Heartless can still go under the ground and they can still dodge it.
Yeah.
Ragnarok!
Yeah, just talking about items and stuff like that, and healing HP and MP. Behind you.
Who's saying all of this?
Generally, you'll automatically target the nearest enemy. But since this game's... Actually, I don't think the lock-on thing is bad, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can lock it. That's not even close.
Reviews at the time did deride the game's camera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's right, because you have to hit L2 and R2 to move the camera. I forgot about that.
Yes, which of course in the HD collections they put it on the right analog stick.
Not only did they put it on the right analog stick, they put it on the right analog stick.
The
Yes.
right analog stick, yeah. If I were right... Okay, I guess not.
So what made this game stand out to you guys back in the day in terms of, like, where did you find it? Was it in, like, TV commercials, I imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, like VHS tape commercial, like ad. Like, I remember that specifically.
Was it a VHS tape?
Yeah, it was VHS.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was TV.
Well, it might have been TV too, but I do vaguely remember seeing it on the VHS, like, Disney movies we had.
This was just such a bizarre thing, because I knew about Final Fantasy, but I only knew about Final Fantasy 1 and 2 thanks to Dawn of Souls. I didn't know anything about 7 or 8 or anything after 3, actually. No, 2. I wouldn't know anything about Final Fantasy after 2, which is weird because I grew up with a PS1, but I had no idea what a Final Fantasy 7 was at the time.
Yeah.
I had a very weird game library. I had Ape Escape, but I had no idea what the hell a Final Fantasy 7 was.
I still remember, like, when I was a kid and we got to, like, the Final Fantasy characters, I was just like, whoa, look at them, look at, there's, like, Squall and Cloud, and it's like, I have no idea who they are, but they look cool.
I imagine that's the same for a lot of kids, is that they were probably introduced to a lot of the Final Fantasy cast through this. But it must be so disconcerting playing this only being a Disney fan. And just, this game is just almost nothing but just anime bullshit.
That's what I liked. That's what I liked about it. For me, it was modern. It was Disney finally modernizing itself.
Yeah.
They finally realized that anime is the better aesthetic, or at least that's how young me thought about it at the time. Oh god, I was such a massive weeb.
Yeah, I was kind of back and forth, but I liked anime more, but I still liked, like, cartoons.
There's still some Disney stuff I liked. Emperor's New Groove is still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, definitely a very funny movie, yeah.
I enjoyed Aladdin, of course.
Yeah, of course I enjoyed it, like everyone else does. Of course I also enjoyed it.
I am here with my coldest takes today.
Oh, but Zach, what's your opinion on The Lion King?
I watched it too many times when I was 5, and for some reason, to this day, 26 years later, I'm still tired of it.
I watched The Lion King obsessively as well, and when my family took me to Disney World, they had a puppet show that would recount the story of The Lion King, and I made my parents sit through it 10 times in a row.
I don't think we saw that when we went to Disney World.
I don't think so, yeah.
Last time I went there, it was gone, and my folks breathed a sigh of relief that it was finally dead. It was basically just the story of Lion King told with very impressive animatronic puppets.
Oh yeah, I guess just to explain what's happening here. So these characters are asking you questions. You answer how you want to, but you can change it to change like how quickly you level up. So like for example, I forget how it was described. I think there was like the sun or morning,
evening, night,
something like that.
Something like that, or morning, afternoon, evening.
I think we might see it here, like one of them here, but basically what it is that if your thing is morning, that means you will level up way faster at the beginning, but then as you level up more, it gets slower and slower. Evening, noon, whatever that one is just like balanced, where it's just like you just level up at the same speed like throughout the whole thing. Yeah. And then night is just like, you level up very slowly at the beginning, but then you level up like really fast at the end.
I think you can get it predetermined because if I remember correctly, the top option, if you answer all top, it gives you morning. If you answer all middle, it gives you afternoon. If you answer all bottom, it gives you night. I think. I'm not 100% sure about that.
I think you're right, yeah, because I do remember hearing about that. I guess I'll choose being different. I guess I'll try to maybe get the, like, just the middle one.
And of course I was playing this game without any of this context, so I just had this kid walk up to me and go, "What are you so afraid of? Are you afraid of getting old? Of rotting to dust? Are you afraid of being indecisive about all your life decisions?"
I'm afraid of both getting old and it being indecisive.
Oh, okay, midday, it begins at midday, which is fine, yeah.
Keep a steady pace and you'll come through fine.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't know how far we're going to get into Destiny Island. We doubt we'll finish it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll try to get through it pretty quick, just at least so we can get the more interesting stuff, but...
Yeah, getting to Traverse Town at least would be nice. And getting to see Leon.
I think you might have overdone it, Squall. I remember a lot of these scenes like the back of my hand. Actually, I know these scenes more than I know the back of my hand.
I know them too well. I played the beginning of this game like way too many times.
Same.
There actually was a time in my life where I was trying to get to level 99 at Destiny Islands.
Yeah,
because I was a bored kid and I was just like, what if I got to level 99 at the beginning of the game?
There's a lot of people that do that for some reason. I like, you know, they can do them, but I would never have the patience.
Yeah.
After playing Double Survivor Overclocked, I never want to grind again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends with me. It has to be a game where it's actually fun to play, so I don't mind the grind, or that the grind feels satisfying enough, or there's not too much of it. But at the same exact time, I appreciate games that either negate it, or, you know, make it a lot easier to do. Like, I recently played The Last Story for the Nintendo Wii, which was the game actually directed by Final Fantasy's creator. And in that game, the rooms before boss fights will always have like a little button in them, and if you hit the button, it just spawns the highest level enemies. Okay. And so then you can just kill them and automatically level up as fast as possible until it'll start to slow down at a certain point, and that's basically your signal to say, hey, you're leveled up enough and I'll fight the boss. The art design in this section here is always going to stick in my memory.
Oh yeah, like
it looks incredible.
Like to this day, I still remember how the exact path goes in my head because I've done this part so many times.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, something about like older games are also like weirdly surreal.
Yes.
To them, like they were just like, I guess it was just that time period too, the 2000s, where everything was just more surreal. And weirdly enough, I kind of miss that. Like something about the 2000s. I mean, this could be just because of nostalgia. I was born in the 2000s. Or late 90s, whatever, grew up in the 2000s. But, like, something about that era was just, like, very magical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it has something to do with, like, the graphics are good, but they're not quite high poly or something.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, they were good enough to give us Kingdom Hearts, but not quite Uncharted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing was pushing for... I mean, there were obviously games that were going for a more realistic style, but nothing was actually pushing for photorealism like games today. And I see what you're getting at with the surrealist idea. I mean, it was definitely a case where I felt like back in the PS2 and PS1 eras, games were definitely a lot more experimental.
Yeah, that's why that's kind of my favorite era of gaming.
But to me, stuff like this, this is just like JRPGs and a lot of Japanese games. They always open with some sort of quote that's philosophical, and then it transfers into surreal imagery that has symbolism related to the events you're about to see, but you won't understand until you're later into the game. Or you'll just never understand it at all.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like in this game, where the opening cutscene has Sora see himself look up into the sky and see himself fall from the sky, and then he's now falling from himself. And it's just
yeah.
I mean, this was the first game where I saw all this JRPG weirdness, so it's still surreal to me, even though, yeah, now that you bring that up, it is very JRPG.
Yeah, it is very
like,
JRPG.
This is the first game where I saw it from, so it's very surreal to me still. Damn it.
Which is interesting, because I wouldn't say that's something I see in a lot of the other Final Fantasy games around this era. Like, 7 just kind of gets started. Final Fantasy X begins with a scene that happens near the end of the game, and then flashes back to the beginning. But usually, yeah, it's not as symbolic as what they're doing here with Kingdom Hearts. Maybe that was just because... I don't know if that was just because Tetsuya Nomura, being the director here, was given full creative control in ways he hadn't been given in the past, being just like a character designer. But maybe that's why Kingdom Hearts is the way it is. Which, I mean, that would explain why Advent Children is written the way it is, and why it just feels off with all other Final Fantasy media because of how stilted everybody speaks in that movie.
I did it. I beat the big-ass Shadow Dude. But yeah, that boss fight was pretty simple for the most part. Just hit the hands. You can go up to hit the face, and I think you get extra tech points out of it, but I was only able to do that one time.
You also get tech points for hitting those projectiles he shoots out of his chest.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That's usually what I end up doing.
Yeah, the idea of tech points are neat. I feel like other games have done them, but I can't think of many examples. But the idea of being rewarded for, skill in doing specific actions, I think, is a great mechanic.
Yeah, I never even thought about that yet, because not a lot of other games really do that except for Kingdom Hearts.
I've always been disappointed that Kingdom Hearts 2 didn't bring tech points back. The idea of doing something specific during a boss's pattern to get extra experience is a cool idea.
Yeah. Now this opening.
I would say the game that did grinding best, in my opinion, is the Persona series.
Any particular reason why, or?
I just think because of the slice of life elements plus the dungeon crawling, like, you just grind naturally as you're making progress, but you don't, you just do it for a night, and then you can just choose not to grind for a bit, and then you can, I don't know, it just, in that one it feels better paced.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, Alec and I Zach played the original Persona 5, Alec and I played Persona 5 Royal, and in that, I felt like I could clear an entire palace in one day and not really feel like I was under-leveled. I could do the whole thing and just move on with the game, and I always liked that pacing.
Yeah, I was the same way too. I always like just getting it done and over with, just in one sitting. So then that way I could just enjoy the rest of what you can do in Persona, like hanging out with friends or doing whatever. Like,
where you grew up.
I told you before, I don't remember. Sorry.
Oh god, I'm trying so hard to avoid saying it too.
Nothing. You ever want to go back?
This cutscene is probably the nostalgic childhood cutscene for me.
Same.
Really? But
Oh, am I going to see
it?
Stop.
I'd like to see it too, Zach.
Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all. So what are we waiting for?
Hey!
So there's obviously some build-up to Kairi's origins of being a princess of heart.
Spoilers for a 20-year-old game.
How dare you, Bray?
More so at this point.
I mean, we're hoping anyone watching a Kingdom Hearts video probably is a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan.
Probably.
Which, in that case, we apologize that happened to you.
Yeah.
Show us on the Mickey Mouse where Kingdom Hearts touched you. I would say Kingdom Hearts is probably still one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games, but I would admit it's purely nostalgia reasons. But I still love Kingdom Hearts 2. I really like Birth by Sleep. I feel like I'm one of the only people that thinks Dream Drop Distance is actually good.
I can pretty much agree with those choices, Zach. I mean, I think this game, presentation-wise and story, I think is still one of my favorites of the series. But in terms of gameplay, I very much prefer Birth by Sleep. I really like some of the worlds in Dream Drop Distance. I mean, I'm kind of the odd man out where I actually really do like 3, but I understand people's issues with it feeling rushed as well as the easy difficulty of it. But I still find some of the world design and story design in 3 among the best in the series, particularly stuff like the Big Hero 6 world, Monsters Inc. There's a lot of great worlds in 3. Oh, the Toy Story World 2 is great.
Should we quote our old Let's Play?
Oh god, what?
Sora just grabs the fish out of the water like a grizzly bear. Stealing Brandon's line from that many years ago.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we originally did a playthrough of this game. We only got up to Wonderland, but we have an old YouTube channel where we did a playthrough of this game that was...
not yet, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
God, like, it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When we last did a playthrough of this game.
Yeah.
So now we can compare.
Yep.
Well, just to explain real quick, this is Destiny Islands, the starting area of the game. Basically, you can go up to these characters, talk to them.
Ah, the breeze feels great.
She says that, and you talk to her. And then if you want to, you can fight any of these people on the island just to get some experience of playing the game and also experience in general.
I used to really beat my ass.
Yeah,
especially
same.
Riku.
Yeah, I'm playing on expert mode, so if I do some dumb things, I apologize. But I'll try my best.
Oh, that's right, you did put on expert. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because I actually did. I first played the game on normal, and then later on I decided to play it in expert mode. Because I would like to say I'm pretty good.
I mean, you're the only one out of us that can beat Sephiroth, I think.
Yeah.
Would you say that Kingdom Hearts is a series where the higher difficulty levels justify being played, where they change up enough that they feel rewarding?
Wait, ask that again?
Like, the higher difficulty levels in Kingdom Hearts, like experts and so on, do you feel like the game does enough to change up those modes that they're rewarding to play, instead of just playing standard?
Yeah,
You ready?
I'm trying to think, because basically, I know I said before, like, I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to difficulty, because, like, sometimes the difficulty slider is just like, oh, if it's harder, then that means, you take just more damage, and that's it, for the most part, or, like, you just have, like, less health and stuff like that, but, I guess, like, for me, I guess just because I liked, like, I'm, like, so into Kingdom Hearts, I feel like it gives me a bit more challenge, at least, when I play in expert mode.
Sure.
So that when I'm not playing, like, normal, like, it feels too easy, like, I'm just breezing by the game.
Because even when I was playing on standard, there were many boss fights, especially in this game, that gave me a hard time in ways that I didn't really get out of some of the later games in the series.
Right.
Like, 2, there's specific bosses I can think of that have annoying mechanics, but because of the command, you know, the reaction commands, a lot of the bosses are much simpler in this game, as opposed to, say, like, Cerberus in this game, or Maleficent's bosses, which are always giving me a hard time.
Right.
There's no way you're taking Kyrie's heart.
I want to at least fight each character once just to show them off, like, how they are. Like, if I lose, then I lose. It's like, whatever.
Sure.
Titus was always the hardest one out of these when I was a kid.
Yeah, and Riku.
Oh, yeah, definitely Riku.
I wasn't sure if you were including, like, just the kids in general.
I was thinking just these original 3, but yeah, Riku is definitely the hardest.
Would you say that Titus is the most annoying one to fight?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that checks out with his character. No, I'm not one of those people that watched the Spoony One's review of Final Fantasy X and immediately decided to hate it. I went back and played the game, and there's a lot to like about 10. I just find the protagonist not one of those elements.
How many people even think about that review nowadays?
Who knows?
I can just fully heal you. I can't remember if I did or not. Oh, God. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna fight, Waka, I think his name is?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The racist one.
Yeah, the racist
The
one.
racist one.
That's his entire arc in 10, is that he learns to not be racist.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
You gotta play 10, Alec. You gotta learn about racism.
I guess
war starts now!
Yeah, like, I don't like Titus, but I hate Waka much more. And if you're wondering, hey, that's like two of the main characters in the entire game, how did you not... What do you mean? Like, how did you enjoy Final Fantasy X then? Because Alron, Lulu, Yuna herself, they're all pretty likable.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Oh.
I could have swore you hit that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. All right,
swear.
whatever. I just wanted to show him at least once. Like, of course, it's like the easier ones I have like easier time beating is the one that beats me.
Yep.
Whatever.
We were also going for tech points too, instead of just trying to slap them.
True.
So.
Yeah.
And of course, Riku.
Yeah, I want to get this. Actually, I'll fight Riku and then I'll get the log.
I was gonna say, why didn't they pick Riku as the girl instead of Selphie? But I guess having two characters named Riku would have been weird.
True.
Because they have two Final Fantasy X males, and then Selphie from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes, a character I don't even remember, and I've played 8.
Have you played that much of 8?
I played up to the end of the first disc,
Okay.
where something big does happen. Oh no, Alec, you got hit by the classic Riku attack.
Yeah, I was in the middle of my attack animation. I just like got dang it.
Yeah, because you don't have dodge roll yet, right?
No,
No,
Damn.
you don't get that till
Dang it.
yeah.
I keep forgetting. Yeah.
That was what murdered me as a kid. No matter how many times I got hit by it, I never learned.
Oh, I feel like any kid always has a hard time with Riku, because that attack just, it does have build-up, but it's not enough for a kid to react to.
Especially if it happens mid-combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. I got a high potion. Yeah, let's go home.
I always like the way it's spelled. It's like a potion that goes, hi!
Yeah.
Another nostalgic cutscene. Oh, sunset is beautiful.
So, Kyrie's home is out there somewhere, right?
Could be.
I guess do we technically see her home in 2, because that's that island that her and Selphie are on?
Oh,
We see it in 1, don't we?
No, I don't think so.
have to.
No, I think you've seen it in 2.
Something else.
Yeah, because I don't remember ever
No, but
seeing
that-
Kyrie's home.
No, Kyrie's home is Hollow Bastion.
Oh,
So it is.
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're thinking of the island they actually live on. Destiny, like, this
Yeah, that's
island is
right.
the one that they just come to hang out
Oh.
on.
I was
That's right,
yeah, I was
yeah.
thinking about that cutscene in 2 where it's her and Selphie in like their
Yeah.
uniforms for school.
That's what I was
It's
thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I totally forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, because her home would have been what was Radiant Garden.
Yeah.
However
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hollow Bastion did a lot of things to me as a kid.
Incredible music, and visually just unforgettable.
Oh, like, yeah, that moment where you lose the Keyblade and you team up with Beast. I don't care how fucking cheesy it sounds. That moment where Sora gives a speech and he doesn't have the Keyblade, and then Goofy and Donald go to his side anyway and he gets the Keyblade back. Oh,
So let's go.
hits me right in the heart.
You've been thinking
The Kingdom
a lot
Heart.
lately.
Yeah, no, it's a really good scene, because there's good setup and payoff of the relationships that have been established throughout the game, that you do genuinely feel like Sora, Donald, and Goofy did become friends. And of course Donald and Goofy were told, no, you gotta stay with the key. But
You're welcome.
they don't. They stay with their friend.
Also, Riku is why I like a lot of edgy anime characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
No, David Gallagher gives a very good performance in this game.
Palpu fruit.
Like, that's the thing, like, I don't think all deliveries in this game sound great, but I do think more often than not the celebrity voice talent they cast to do a good job that is very memorable.
Yeah. Like I think like this part for the most part is pretty fine. Like there's like maybe some parts are a little bit awkward. I think it's like a little bit more when you get to, like Twilight Town when you start hearing like squall talking
Sure.
and stuff like that. Like it gets a little weird.
You mean Twilight Town or do you mean Traverse
Oh,
Town?
Traverse Town. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, Twilight Town has definitely got some cringy dialogue, too.
Yeah.
We totally owned you, lamers.
Fucking God.
Replay.
Such awkward writing.
And then we cut from Anime Island to this.
Donald Duck in this, like, mage-ass, like, costume.
That's what I always loved about Kingdom Hearts. Like, even as a kid, that's what attracted me to it. Just this weird mesh of, it's anime, but it's also Disney. And then, like, gags like this.
Oh, I love this gag.
I mean, this is part of what I find holds up very well about Kingdom Hearts, is that, yes, it's borrowing all these characters from all these different, established media that they could have just coasted on, but they pull in their own art design to make it worthwhile. Like, it still very much is its own thing that works, despite, taking characters from established IP.
I feel like what Kingdom Hearts loses after the first game is that it doesn't have that, like, Disney charm. It's still got the Disney worlds, and some of them are still done well. I agree with Brandon. Big Hero 6 is one of the best Disney worlds in any Kingdom Hearts game. But you don't get that Disney humor, like the giant door, but Donald just opens up a small part of it.
Yeah.
Or the moment where they're in Traverse Town talking, and then someone opens a door and it flattens Donald, and he peels off like paper. You don't really get a lot of those. The game, I wouldn't say becomes humorless, but definitely focuses way more on anime drama.
Yes. By the time you get to 2, that's where things basically become what they become for the rest of the series, where it gets peak anime convoluted.
Yeah.
But also has Donald Duck and Goofy here.
They almost make you think that Goofy's gonna die, except nobody ever believed that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Even as like a kid playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and there's that boulder scene, I was like, this is the stupidest
I hated
fucking
that
scene
scene.
ever.
Yep.
I hated that scene as a kid. It felt so forced.
Oh, good morning, ladies.
But yeah, I guess like the stuff you were mentioning before, Zach, about the Disney charm is kind of why, like, I also kind of like Kingdom Hearts 1 a lot. Like, I think I'll say I like Kingdom Hearts 2 more, but there's something about Kingdom Hearts 1 that was just so charming, and like, even if the gameplay isn't as great as 2, like, it's just,
Yeah.
man, there's just so much charm in this game. Like, I love it.
That's not to say that there isn't stories in the later games I enjoy, too. Like, I genuinely do like the story of Chain of Memories. I just don't like playing it that much.
Yeah, I will admit, when I was playing Chain of Memories, I kind of cheesed it, and I basically just gave myself, like, all the higher, like, Keyblade amounts, and then I gave myself, like, some zeros. So then that way I could just keep spamming attacks, and then if I need to, I could just hit the 0 one just to cancel out all the other attacks.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear the best way to cheese it is just slates.
Oh,
You just get certain slates and they murder.
I guess the way I was trying to play it was like, it's like I'm playing like a normal Kingdom Hearts game, but with cards.
Yeah,
Sure,
like,
weird.
I'm someone that loves card games a lot, but even... I loved Chain of Memories as a kid, but Brandon let me play a little bit of Re-Chain of Memories, and... I mean, I couldn't even beat Chain of Memories as a kid just because I got stuck at one part, because I couldn't get the right damn key card to move on, and just got really frustrating.
Yeah. I'm conflicted on whether I prefer the original Game Boy Advance version of Chain of Memories or the PlayStation 2 remake, because the PlayStation 2 remake does add a lot of quality of life stuff that does take out a lot of the RNG random elements that made the original version frustrating, but I still think the battle system of Chain of Memories was designed for the Game Boy Advance, and it feels a little better on there, and I also think some of the storytelling and writing is a little better on Game Boy Advance, and I say that because I feel like when they tried voice acting those lines in the PS2 remake, there's a lot of delivery in that version that feels a lot more stilted than, say, in 1 or 2.
It's so romantic. I gotta try it sometime.
Do you guys have, like, a favorite boss fight?
Not the black balls.
Not the Dream Drop Distance Black Balls Ansem fight. It's like one of the worst fights in the series.
Man, this is gonna take me a while to think of, because Oh, we should go old school. We should go with our old name for this.
Oh god, I'm trying to remember what it was. What was it?
Rapture.
Yeah, Rapture.
Rapture, because it'll end up at the bottom of the sea.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Playing our greatest hits from a thing nobody watched.
Yep.
Yep. Rapture. Radio Realm. Rapture. The fuck is Rapture?
Favorite Kingdom Hearts boss fight? There's a lot of good ones, and
Yeah.
none really stick out to me because it's been an awfully long time.
Same.
Like, there's memorable fights in my head, but they're more the ones that were frustrating than the ones I
same for
genuinely
me.
enjoyed. Yeah.
I mean, I like the secret boss fights in this game. Oh, okay, I do.
I get to share the
I know it's such a nostalgic, bitchy choice, but Sephiroth fighting this one,
The winner gets
it's just so memorable for me. Because it was just like this big dude. He does a fuckload of damage. He has a lot of health. Like, he's hard to beat. But after I beat him, man, did it feel so satisfying.
Yeah, I feel like in order for me to pick one, I'd have to replay these games with a modern outlook. Because I'm wondering if there's some boss fights that I can do now so much better, and I would be able to judge them better because of it.
Right.
Whereas when I played this as a dumb kid and didn't know what the fuck I was doing, like, yeah, it's gonna...
What about, I'll narrow it down, final boss fights in the series? Because there's, you know, you can sum up all the phases, too, in there. Like, I would say...
I mean, I still have to beat Kingdom Hearts 2, so I can't even judge the Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, wow,
That's right,
And
yeah.
Zach hasn't even beaten 2, even though he's played 3.
It's my greatest disgrace.
Yeah,
I watched Alec beat it, so it kind of made it difficult for me to want to beat it. But
That's fair, yeah.
I really should eventually.
I'd probably say the final fights in... go ahead, Zach.
Pirates of the Caribbean, both Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 both have pretty good boss fights.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's just a great world, the Pirates world in KH3. Being able to sail across the seas like it's taken from that one chapter in Sly Cooper 3.
You know, since there's a mushroom here. I'm gonna get
I always knew where all this stuff was because we originally rented this game from Blockbuster, and the back of the Blockbuster case pointed out all of the locations of these island things.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
it did?
the Blockbuster cases would have gameplay tips on the back.
That's weird. Okay.
Okay, now I get the fish, yeah.
Quick, here's how you can get through this stuff so you don't have to, you can get farther before you have to give it back to us.
Yeah. Alright. I want to try a thing. I want to see if I can do it.
Oh, is there a way to glitch in there?
No, it's something to do with the boulder. Like, you can kind of, like, glitch it or something.
Oh, okay.
Or, like, you can keep, like... I might not be able to do it, because it's been a hot minute since I, like, learned how to do it, but basically you position it at the right angle, you jump... Oh, here's this. Anyways, if you jump at it at the right angle and keep doing that, you could break the boulder.
Wow.
Oh, you can break the boulder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I got the angle. Oh! No. Might not be the right angle. I'll try it one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll keep going. Okay, yeah.
Still, that's a pretty funny glitch.
Yeah, like apparently if you keep falling like that on the boulder, the boulder would just break. It's like, I don't know why.
Like with an actual break animation?
Yeah, like it has an animation and sound and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird that they would give that an animation and a sound effect for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really bizarre. Hey guys, did you know that you can play as Luigi in Super Mario 64 if you go to this secret room?
Really?
L is real.
L was real this whole time.
Did you know you can find Mew by using strength on a truck?
God.
What was the one I heard that someone tried to fool me with? Something like Peekaboo,
Oh my god.
which I think ended up being Meryl or
Meryl,
something.
yeah, it was Meryl. Yeah, that might take too long.
Oh, I thought some kid was lying to me when he said there's a green, like, in Japan they have a green version of Pokemon. I didn't believe him, and now I feel stupid.
Oh, yeah, because it actually does exist, yeah.
Because I was like, well, it's red and blue over here, so it must be red and blue over there. And I was wrong. And that kid was right.
I mean, most kids around our town just kind of just say random
Oh, yeah, they just say
crap
shit.
sometimes, yeah. It's just like, they just say things, and it's just like...
Oh yeah.
Somebody once told me they got to play Bully early, and then he told me the final boss fight involved a shootout, and that's how I knew he was bullshitting.
Yeah, it's always like the most ridiculous lies too. Like it's just so ridiculous.
Like, why even bother lying about that? Although I can't really judge. I lied about really stupid shit as a kid too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like a call for attention, just needing to feel cool. You know, I don't know. But even then, like in the moment, you know you're just telling a bunch of bullshit for no reason, but you still do it.
I mean, how many kids are really gonna follow up on your bullshit?
True.
I guess
Especially
so.
if it's something, a personal story about you.
Yeah.
Like, where are they going to get the proof from?
I swear I can jump.
I invented Saturday.
Yeah.
No one in my school ever said that, but I should have said that. I should have seen if I could have got away with it. My real name is Zach Saturday.
And I'm Alec Sunday.
Brandon is Mr. Monday. He has a rivalry with Garfield.
Yes. Yeah, to this day we fight.
That's why Brandon can't eat lasagna anymore.
It's true.
Every time he eats a lasagna, he just thinks of Garfield.
When do we get in the Garfield world?
Yeah. When Disney buys it.
I know we gotta get
Inevitably.
we gotta get Star Wars World, and then we gotta get
Well, guys, it's pretty. The rumors have been too thick at this point. It's pretty clear that they're probably going to put Star Wars in Cage 4.
Yeah.
And I don't know quite how that's going to work. Whether they're going to just do the original trilogy, whether they're going to base it off of the new movies, or if they're going to base it off of like one of their shows, like Mandalorian. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Okay, it's still fine.
I feel like it's got to be the original trilogy. Like, there's no way they
Probably.
pick the prequels and then have Jar Jar, right?
Yeah.
Which
Imagine Jar Jar in Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god.
needs to have a Keyblade.
No.
Okay.
No. You know what? I want that. I want to see interactions between Jar Jar and Goofy.
Oh, this cutscene.
It might actually be very wholesome.
That, for whatever reason, Dream Drop Distance had to give random fucking context for. That was completely pointless.
What do you mean? Like, what was that that it tried to justify?
The person in the robe that shows up is actually
Oh.
Ansem time traveling.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
okay. I was just thinking
yeah.
about the drawings.
No, not the
But,
drawings.
but yeah, of course, yeah, the whole time travel thing is
That was
ridiculous.
fucking stupid.
When that game explained how its version of time travel worked, I was just like, nah, no thanks.
My eyes glazed over.
I don't want time travel in Kingdom Hearts. It's already convoluted enough.
But like, what? Like, this cutscene on its own was like perfect for me. This is the cutscene that made me be like, okay, there's more to this game. There's more to these worlds. What's going on?
Yes.
And then Dream Drop Distance is like, oh, by the way, I'm Xehanort, and I time traveled specifically to tell you this stuff when you were a kid. It's like, why?
Well, whoever you
Yeah,
are,
no, this is just
freaking
an
me out.
ominous scene to build up to that this guy is the final boss.
Where
Yeah,
did
I always
you
thought
go?
he was just Ansem.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
not good enough?
I guess not. Yeah.
No, but is he Ansem's Heartless or is he Ansem's Nobody?
This dumb crap, yeah.
No, he's actually Ansem's Unversed.
His, nightmare. Wait, what were they called? Nightmares? There's Dream
Ni-
Eaters? And-
Nightmarians? I thought.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
that's
don't
that's a
know.
Nights in the Dreams thing.
I'm gonna get out and learn what's out there.
A meaningless effort.
Yeah, I remember like back in the day, like playing this on like a CRT TV because it's like so dark you could barely even see the person. So I
Yeah.
thought sometime like when I first played this, I thought there was like no one there. It was just like because there was like too
You know
much
what?
darkness
Yeah,
on the
now that I think
screen.
about it, you do see a lot more of him.
Yeah, like here, like it's like because it's like brightened up and stuff. I can actually see him standing there, and it's like, oh, okay. Like the whole time, it was just some guy in like a brown, like coat thing, whatever. Like just. Like,
I'm
brown
imagining
hood.
like Halo Joe Osment and Billy Zane in a studio together, and Billy Zane is just glaring daggers into Halo Joe Osment while delivering all this dialogue.
You do not yet know what lies beyond the door, boy.
But in actuality, they were probably all recorded solo. Which probably explains a lot of how anime dialogue sounds. Not that that's always the case, but many times video game dialogue in particular is all recorded solo.
If you guys were wondering what I was doing with that box before, if you push it over there, you can get on top of there. to get that, but you know, I'm just move on.
I never did that before, actually. I didn't even know there was anything up there.
Yeah, neither did I.
There's like a treasure chest there, but I was just like, you know.
Do you know what's in it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
You could probably show up in editing. Editor, show it up right now.
Yeah.
Who's editing this?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It's the 50th video. We'll all do it. We'll all put in our own edits.
Yes.
I'll
We're
make sure.
probably not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, Riku has changed. What do you mean? Well,
God, there's something about all these cutscenes that made me...
you okay?
Like, the relationship in this game is also, like, so good.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people that aren't into Kingdom Hearts as much. They say the story is just very simplistic, and I do agree with that. But I think for a lot of the young people that played this, or at least it did it for me anyway, like, out of all things, Kingdom Hearts 1 is what showed me the power of a story in a video game. And then Kingdom Hearts got super fucking convoluted. And then I started playing Kingdom Hearts more for the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, it was simple, but for a kid it's easier to follow along. And I'd say the relationship between the main trio is really, really good.
Yeah. And the series still has these moments. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
they're not as in focus as the anime bullshit is when you get into later games. But, like, the scene near the final boss of Sora's side of Dream Drop Distance,
Oh, yeah.
I forget, who is he fight at the end of that? Isn't it like young Xehanort or something? I forget.
Yeah.
Who cares? The point is, the bad guy basically says, "Hey, Riku was the chosen one of the Keyblade. You were not. He's the one that passed the Mark of Mastery exam. You are not. You know, you're just the tag along. Like, what is your purpose anymore?" And Sora just goes, "I don't care. I'm just glad to help. I'm glad to be a small part of something bigger." And that scene always stuck out to me as just really sweet in a way that reminded me of the characterization from this game.
Yeah, I would also say this is probably where Sora's at his best, because later on he's just dumb anime protagonist.
He gets very dumb in the later games. Here he would describe Sora as just kind of being like an average person.
Yeah, he's very grounded.
Yeah, he's a very grounded character, like not really dumb or anything like that, but for some odd reason later on, like he
becomes Goku.
Yeah, like, he tries to be friendly with everyone, which is fine. That would make sense because he's going to different worlds and all that stuff. But
yeah,
why did it have to make him stupid?
He hung around with Goofy too much. He just infected him.
No, Goofy absorbed Sora's intelligence.
Oh no,
actually,
you're right.
Actually, yeah.
Goofy's actually the wisdom character for some reason.
Yeah.
Goofy's the only one that recognizes that Mulan is actually a woman without needing to be told.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You're a girl?
Girl. Yeah, I love that line delivery so much.
Cricket's the name. Jiminy Cricket at your service.
We hope for your safe return. Please, help the king.
Oh yeah.
I love this scene.
Yeah.
You're coming to.
Is Daisy in Cage too?
Yeah, she does show up. Maleficent's castle.
Okay, because I know, of course, you have that escort thing with Minnie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a scene like where it's like you can go like before you enter like the old Toontown place. With that crystal ball and stuff like that. Like, she appears there.
That's right. I thought she did, but I forgot.
Why not listen to Kathleen?
He's one of those characters that I keep forgetting is even in these games, besides being a love interest to Donald.
Sorry, I'm stupid. It was Disney Castle, not... I don't know why I said Maleficent's Castle. It's Maleficent that comes in and messes with the thing.
Well, yeah, she, like, coats it in her usual thorns and all that.
Right, yeah.
Ooh, I guess we'll need new duds when we get there.
Now, we talk about Kingdom Hearts having a lot of anime bullshit, but I wish we had more action JRPGs that let you do more anime bullshit. Because how many other cool action RPGs out there that are like Kingdom Hearts? We got more nowadays, thanks to Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, and we got Final Fantasy 16. But like, what else is there's a... Oh, fuck. I was doing so good at remembering the name of this, and now I can't remember what it was. Editor, put it up. Lost Soul Aside, I think it's called. The one that was originally a one-person game, and that person was inspired by 15. and then that game is still in the works, even though it was originally supposed to be out for PS4. And at this point, it's going to come out for PS6 at this rate.
Probably, yeah.
But when you're talking about the crazy, flashy action RPG stuff, you're primarily talking about KH2.
Yeah.
With its crazy action command stuff.
I think this game still has some anime stuff with Sonic Blade and Ragnarok.
Sure, but when I think of Kingdom Hearts action, I think of the final boss in KH2 where you're cutting buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you can talk about mechanically that other final bosses in this series are probably better, but in terms of just sheer spectacle, I can't think of anything that gets better than the final boss of 2, where things just get insane.
I actually do like some of the final boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 3. Not exactly the final boss, but the ones leading up to it, where you fight the various forms of Xehanort.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ignoring how convoluted it is, there's fucking 13 versions of Xehanort.
Yeah.
I did think all of those battles where you're fighting some of these people for the last time, and I think some of the cutscenes of some of the people dying,
Yeah.
is really well done as well.
Wait. Once we set sail, it'll be great.
How do you guys think Sora's mom is doing, by the way?
Oh, I was about to bring her up. It's like, because like, this is like the first and only time she shows up ever in these games.
What if she's one of the Heartless you kill and you just never know?
Yeah, that's true. Like, here we go.
Yeah. Zora went through all of his clothes to put on the same clothes again.
I didn't think about it. Sora has a weird room.
Yeah, I actually, honestly, I wish you got to explore Sora's room in this game.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been kind of cool just to, like, examine stuff or whatever. Like, maybe, like, give a reason for the command thing. I mean, I guess they kind of do that enough at Disney, like, Destiny Island, sure, but...
I mean,
it would have been
I
kinda cool,
guess the
like-
implication is that he goes home to his mom when he goes back to Destiny Islands at the end of 2. But...
Oh, yeah.
But, of course, we don't see her because she's not necessarily plot relevant.
Sorry, that face every single time. I don't know.
Alec, you can't grind yet.
Sure, I forgot the sword. The wooden sword. I was just showing out the wooden sword doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. But no, this scene was also very dramatic for me as a kid.
Yes,
These
oh my
things you
God.
saw in a dream and everything, especially with that ominous rogue figure that showed up before. I think Destiny Island is just really well done. Especially in comparison to Twilight Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Twilight Town is much too.
Yeah.
Now we can go to the
I mean,
outside world.
and I think that was I think that's partially why they decided to do Kingdom Hearts 3 the way they did, where originally the Aqua stuff you play in 2.8 was meant to be the prologue of 3. And then they decided to strip it out and just have 3 start immediately with you playing as Donald and Goofy and Sora in a Disney World. So that way you didn't have to do all of the tutorial stuff. Which I think was a good choice, but I still quite like the Aqua prologue stuff.
Riku.
You see a lot of what was happening to her while she was trapped in the world of darkness, which we only previously don't really got to see it behind whatever we see in that door at the end of this game.
Sora, join me. We could say slurs here. I'm sorry, I had to make that joke.
Yeah. So begins Riku's undying obsession with darkness and how much it stinks, and it's very smelly. I think that's what he says at the end of Chain of Memories, where he's like thrown off Ansem out of his body, where it's just like, you just stink!
Yeah, normally anime goes for just sensing power levels, but no, that game was, you smell like darkness. It's like, what kind of translation was that?
And now I can attack the Heartless because I have the Keyblade.
Keyblade. That's the way I always imagine that text being said. Just
Yeah,
this
same.
droning, moaning, ghostly voice just going Keyblade. As if it's very mad that you have it.
Yeah.
Or I think it's just like more like wanting to chase after it. That's how I interpreted it. Not like really anger, more just like they want it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Either one of those could work.
While many games have built upon and improved a lot of its systems, I do still I find the combat in Kingdom Hearts, just like the base mechanics, very satisfying, because the Keyblade has a bunch of effects that go off, like particle effects when it hits something. Every different type of Keyblade you equip has different kinds of sound effects and particle effects it takes off with. And also, enemies react to being hit. They always do in Kingdom Hearts, unless it's like one of the bigger boss fights.
Which makes sense, like, or like the big bodies too, like they're also like kind of like big boys and stuff. So like,
Yeah.
they're attacking from behind. Like, that makes sense, but yeah, I hate playing games like where you hit something and then you just don't react to it at all.
Yep.
And then they just like hit you, and it's just like, oh, cool, okay. But thankfully, this game they actually do like have like reactions like when you hit them and stuff.
It always felt like fake difficulty to me.
Yeah, just.
I get you don't want me to spam the boss, but you couldn't have come up with some way to prevent the boss from being spammed other than just not reacting.
Right.
Come on, like, take more from fighting games. Give us better frame data.
Yeah, I mean, that's partially why I hate Resident Evil 6, and I prefer many other games in the series, because 6 was the game that took out enemies. I mean, yes, eventually they have reactions, but there's not, like, the targeted kind of stuff you would get in other games. They just kind of still wobble towards you, or they have a full animation they execute once they die. Whereas in, like, even in Resident Evil 4, shooting different parts of their body had specific reactions that were very satisfying. Instead of just, you shoot a zombie and it starts decaying, like in 6. Or, you know, when it then winds back and does that annoying stun-locking jump attack at you. Kingdom Hearts is a good way of showing how to do action combat correctly. And especially action RPG combat.
That's right.
Not that this is the peak, but it was one of the first that I can think of that really executed a lot of the stuff satisfyingly. And especially with a great budget and spectacle.
Yeah, I don't think Kingdom Hearts was a launch window PS2 game.
No.
But it definitely showed this is the power of PS2. Aren't you glad you didn't get a GameCube?
Or you get Super Mario Sunshine, you know, the greatest Mario game.
Oh, I thought we were going to stick to cold takes.
Yeah, I didn't play. I mean, I had a GameCube for years, and I didn't play Sunshine until around the time that I got my PS2 and was playing KH. I was like, oh yeah, I never played the Mario game that came out on the system I got. I was only playing Sonic Adventure 2 because I was a very sad child that was obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. But then I finally played Super Mario Sunshine, and I got 5 levels in, and then I got really bored, and then I didn't play it again.
Oh, I mean, the GameCube is a great console, by the way.
It is.
Luigi's
It
Mansion's
is.
a great game.
It is. Oh yeah.
It is Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Luigi's
Well,
Mansion.
that's the thing. I borrowed Sunshine into Luigi's Mansion. I stopped after 5 levels of Sunshine. I completely beat Luigi's Mansion. And had a really good time.
Maybe we ought to go find Leon. Donald, you know, I bet you that,
What do I know?
Come on, Pluto!
And Pluto never comes until like the ending of the game.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
He's a
yeah.
very bad dog. But he found Sora.
Could you imagine Pluto being a summon?
Ah, this isn't a dream.
I feel like you could like have him fetch things and he'll charge through enemies to get the bone or something like that.
Oh, that could be cool. Yeah.
Where am I?
I want Honolulu. Wait, I want Hawaii, and I want. What would you call
Where we are?
the Emperor? What would you call the Emperor's New Groove place? Is there an actual name for that?
I think there is, yeah. What is it?
Palace of the Sun or something like
You'd
that.
probably just call it that.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Zach, Hawaii was a level in one of the other Kingdom Hearts games, but it was cut. Hawaii, I think, was supposed to be in 358. And then because there was actually there was something I think people looked into game files and they found it, but yeah, it was cut. So who knows? But they did put that ship level in Birth by Sleep.
They did, and it teases me to this day.
Yeah.
Especially since you get Stitch as a summon in KH2. I'm just like, when do we get to Hawaii? And also, it's going to be really weird, because if they do just the regular story of Lilo and Stitch, they'd have to go back to Stitch being like an evil alien, even though he's clearly not evil in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zach's gonna pray every night that they're gonna put a Lilo and Stitch world that's actually Hawaii in the next game. And then they actually do it, and it's based off the new live-action Lilo and Stitch movie.
No, I refuse to believe they do that.
Oh no, they're probably never gonna. They're always gonna take from the animated stuff. They're never gonna put in the the lazy live-action Disney movies.
What if they did, though?
No.
No.
Even though, honestly, I don't even know if I want to care about Kingdom Hearts 4. I keep going back and forth, but I always told myself I'd be done after 3, and I might just be.
Story-wise, I am fully satisfied pretty
Yeah.
much by the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. Despite whatever rushed, despite how backloaded the game is, despite how rushed everything is, I still find the conclusion ultimately satisfying. But unlike Zach or Alec, I'm somebody where I'm just like, but if they make another one, it's been a number of years already since 3. I'd probably just see how it is, especially seeing this kind of combat on modern hardware.
That would be cool, but then they're just going to focus on the black box, and I'll get mad.
Yeah, screw that black box, seriously.
Screw that black box.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're talking about the black box you see at the end of 3 that they implied there's something inside of it, but we're not told what it is yet. Which is like, it's literally the thing in the box. Like
The J.J. Abrams mystery box.
Yeah, the J.J. Abrams mystery box. Like, they're literally, but it's actually a box.
Yeah, it's lit.
It's an actual box, yeah.
Which is weird, because Tetsuro Nomura loves his metaphors, but nope, the box is a literal one this time.
Yep. Yeah, we joked that it was actually Sora's dinner that he left sitting on this. that his mother left sitting on the kitchen table in this game.
Oh yeah, because I think in that old Let's Play, since 3 wasn't out yet, we were speculating about 3. And that's always weird to go back to whenever, like when I was watching SGB do Resident Evil 2 and they were talking about Resident Evil 2 Remake and how they think that'll be, like, if they'll stick to the tank controls or the Resident Evil 4 style, and it's just like, oh, I know, I'm from the future, and I know.
Yep.
That's how I felt rewatching us talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. And just having so much expectation that that Kingdom Hearts 3 was never ever going to meet. I might sound a little down on Kingdom Hearts 3, but I do still quite like that game. I just think it took so long to come out, I don't think it ever could have met all of the expectations I had and a lot of other people had. It's sort of how I feel about if Half-Life 3 ever comes out. There's just no way.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's just too much hype for that game. Yeah,
Yeah, they made 2 games already that both changed gaming in some way, shape, or form by just what they accomplished with them. So if they're going to do a 3, they feel like they have to do that again. Which, I mean, they did technically on some level with Alex, because that definitely pushed forward VR gaming, for sure. That's just how insanely interactive that game is.
Oh, yeah.
You could still climb that. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
it'll
OSHA
wobble.
regulations, Brandon.
Sure. Yes, the OSHA in Kingdom Hearts. I hope we go to that world. OSHA world.
This scene frustrated me as a kid because I just was just like, just me, damn it!
Yeah. Oh, well, this part was just frustrating too because I didn't know where to go. Because
Yeah,
the game wants you
same.
like run around and stuff like that. I had to like remember in my seconds, like, oh god, what's the pattern again? And it's like, I think I got it. And then you go through here.
Yep.
But yeah, basically at this point of the game, they're trying to find the person with the Keyblade. And Sora's just kind of just wandering around this town because he was just kind of transported here. He's just trying to figure out what to even do.
Yep.
And so you have to hit like all these cutscenes, and then eventually there's like a big moment where they all meet up.
I don't think you have to hit all the cutscenes.
I thought you did. I'm not
No,
sure.
I remember when I would play it nowadays, or well, at least back then, if you just go to a specific location, you don't have to see all of those all over again. At the very least, from what I remember. I might be wrong.
Right. I should remember. Is there anything? Hey, there's a chest.
Yeah, there's a chest.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, we're going to be guard armor before we officially start. Stop.
Yeah. I was just kind of thinking we just keep going until we run out of things to talk about.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But we might never run out of things to talk about.
Oh no.
What if we talk about Dead Rising remake in our Kingdom Hearts video?
Oh no. I mean, I think it's a little relevant that they're remaking Epic Mickey, because that's also a game where you're exploring different worlds based off of sometimes obscure Disney properties. Because, I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 has Tron, which that still surprises me, because that was never... I mean, Tron was never that mainstream of a film. It didn't even do well at the time it came out. I remember it getting decent, okay reviews. People called it like, a visual masterpiece back in the 80s, but nothing that ever, So, having that in KH2, I mean, yes, when they put it in Dream Drop Distance, I was like, okay, because Tron Legacy had, just come out. like a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's still bizarre to me, because then of course there's a world in Epic Mickey based off of Tron, and you're like, well yeah, duh, because it's all about obscure Disney properties.
Do you guys have a particular world you'd really like to see in 4?
Zootopia.
Zootopia would be cool.
Zootopia would definitely
They
be
could
cool.
finally have Sora be a lion with a chainsaw.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what if they actually just did that?
That would be.
Well,
that'd be
I
really
doubt they
cool.
give him the chainsaw, but they might give him an anthro version of his Lion King form.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
that could be fun.
Do you think Donald and Goofy would stay the same?
Never mind.
Yeah, they're already anthro animals.
Let's
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they really need to be changed, because they'll just fit right in with the world.
All right. Then have it your way.
Yeah, this is like one of the characters, like Leon, where his voice actor, it's like, it's not bad, it's just like a little awkward.
Yet, Zach tells me that back in the day, this was like the most badass character in the world to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you know who this voice actor is playing Leon?
I don't know anybody.
No.
This is David Bordega. He's the actor that plays Angel in the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, that's right. You did recently tell me that.
Yeah, and it was one of those cases where rewatching it now, I was like, oh, wow, yeah, it's literally just him using his normal voice. Which, yes, does sound a little monotone.
Hey, you found it. Nice going.
But I mean,
Leon.
he's supposed to be super badass, man. He's supposed to be stoic.
That's how I saw it as a kid. And plus, he has a gun blade. It's so cool.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was so cool.
And then I learned about what a Final Fantasy VIII is. And I'm like, oh god, it looks so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so disappointed too, because like after seeing this character in this game and hearing about Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and all that stuff, I was like, oh man, I want to try out 8. And then when you guys explained like how the gameplay of 8 is, I was just like, nah, I think I'm good. I don't think I need to play 8.
You don't want to grind magic
King send you?
forever until it levels up.
No.
You don't want to just go to one area, grab 99 of a spell, put on one of your stats, and then break the rest of the game.
I mean, that could sound fun at first, but I think after a while it get kind of boring.
Like, maybe I'd finish 8 one day for completionist's sake, but, you know, I beat 7, I beat 9, and as far as the PS1 era goes, I think I'm fine. Unless I play, like, Tactics.
I guess. Those creatures that
Once Brian gets over his fear of strategy RPGs.
I'm slowly trying to rectify that. I recently tried playing the game Valkyria Chronicles, but it's already 3 chapters in, beating my ass into the ground.
To be fair, I recommended pretty terrifying strategy RPGs like Phantom Brave.
Oh yeah,
Phantom Brave was not a good first introduction.
No,
was a bad
that
idea.
game is way too complicated for someone like trying to get into that game like that.
It's Leon.
That's Leon.
The Keyblade.
The Keyblade.
So why does he not want to be... I mean, it's clear that he doesn't want to be called Squall, but his name is still Squall in this universe. Like, why the name
only way to
change?
conceal your heart.
Isn't Leon his last name as well as his first?
Maybe.
Still,
I don't
to
remember.
be fair, if my name was Squall, I'd rather people call me Leon as well.
I mean,
True,
Leon
true.
just sounds better. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are yet another couple of cutscenes I always loved, where Leon and Yuffie talk to Sora, then Aerith talks to Donald and Goofy.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the times you get to see Kyrie randomly show up as foreshadowing for what's going on.
Yep. This was another, I remember, a controversy among the Kingdom Hearts fan base back in the day because they recasted Aerith in 2, and I remember her voice actor being very monotone in 2.
Until now,
Oh, I forgot about that.
when the Heartless came,
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
everything changed.
Though back when I played this, my reaction was, why are they calling her Aerith? Her name's
The ones who
Eris.
attacked
I keep forgetting her name is Eris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
yeah, in the original English translation of 7.
Well, I mean, like in the original, like yeah, like it's supposed to be Aerith, but for some reason, and for US, they changed it to Eris
Yeah.
when it's actually supposed to be Aerith. So now, yeah,
I mean, these days it's just Aerith. Like, they didn't, like, they fixed it. But...
yeah, oh yeah.
all of his findings in a very detailed report.
Wars. Oh, can we see it?
Oh, Alec, what Disney World would you want Kingdom Hearts for? I don't think you answered that.
Oh crap. I
Too
think.
many words.
Oh, I was trying to think about it.
Oh,
I did have one before. I mean, there's like Emperor's New Groove would be kind of
Yes.
cool. Like,
Those were my thoughts exactly.
we've got to find him quick.
I have to kind of think about it more, but like as of right now, I just don't know anything.
Don't worry, Alec. I'll answer for you. Alec has often said he wanted the Black Cauldron to be his favorite KH world.
This is the key.
And I'm looking at you with a death stare right now. You know why? Because Cauldron sucks.
Black Cauldron
That's why the-
sucks.
It's such a bad movie.
It's such a bad movie, I won't even show it to Brandon, and that's how bad it is.
That's how awful it is. It's like it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's generally so bad.
How did all this happen?
You know how people make jokes about like there's nothing happening in Seinfeld or something like that? I think
Yeah.
it's a joke. No, there's nothing happening in the Black Cauldron. Like literally nothing's happening.
Kyrie.
Allow me to beat the final guy by just giving him a slight kick, and he falls into his own cauldron.
Yep. Oh no, he slowly stumbles.
Oh,
upon
that's
it,
right.
And
For-
then he dies.
For
yeah.
3 to 4 minutes, he's slowly stumbling.
Yep. Try it out, so you can open up any chest.
I keep expecting you to have to hit triangle for these, but then I remember you have to actually move the menu down before...
Yep. Which they changed for good reason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they just pretty much say the same thing.
Oh, if you hit the clock, doesn't something happen?
I can try real
Oh.
quick.
Yeah.
I think if you hit it to a certain time, you get items out of it or something.
Oh, maybe. I'm not
I
sure.
believe so, yes. I think I've tried this. Yeah. Yep, there it goes.
Wait.
You do have to hit it very specifically.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to hit it like dead on.
No.
It works, I swear to God.
Yeah, I mean, he did get it to work once.
Yeah, or is it just that one time?
Possibly?
You can hit it multiple times, I swear.
Maybe it's like throughout the game or something like that. 'cause
No,
I'm trying to-
you can do it all at
Try
once, I
jumping
swear.
on the dresser.
Oh,
There it
Okay,
goes.
that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me try it. Yeah. Or. God,
There it goes. Yes.
oh, okay, now I heard the sound effect. Old Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, that's a
I never noticed that before.
I never noticed this either.
Midday Jungle. Oh, wow. References to future worlds.
Wow, okay.
Also, I think actually, no, a treasure chest shows up somewhere in the world.
In the past, time flies.
Oh, interesting.
There should have been a treasure chest that showed up somewhere.
Yeah, maybe just not here.
Yeah, maybe it's not
Maybe.
here, yeah. Can't remember. It's right there, don't wonder what.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Take this. I already have it.
Yeah, and if you try to take it, I just get it back.
Okay, that's what I thought. I think you had to talk to him again or something. Prepare myself.
Fight for your life. Are you
Evie, let's go join Aerith.
Look at how many belts he has. How do you not think he's a badass?
Exactly, yeah.
Yuffie, go!
Yeah, just imagine in real life somebody with just like 5 belts and everybody just looking at them. And yes, their natural reaction will definitely be, wow, what a badass.
Especially since his belts aren't even in his belt loops, or they're not even holding up his pants.
Yeah. There's no dialogue, no nothing. It's perfect.
Find the leader.
And of course, we would be remiss if we did not mention the insane quality of Yoko Shimura's soundtrack in the Kingdom Hearts games. You know, she had already somewhat made a name for herself with the music in Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo, which is also very memorable. But in terms of what people think of when they think of her name today, some might think of the Mario and Luigi games, but many people would probably think more of KH because of just how vast and varied and fantastic her compositions are in these games, because she ultimately has to make, despite some examples, she has to make music that sounds like it's from that movie, but isn't the copyrighted music from that movie, unless she's allowed to use it.
Right.
Like, I remember so many people doing, like, fan compositions of what a different movies' Kingdom Hearts World soundtrack would sound like. Like, here's what the Hunchback of Notre Dame would sound like, and they're using, like, actual, instrumentals from Hellfire, and then they actually put, the Hunchback of Notre Dame World in Dream Drop Distance, and it's original music, of course. It's not, like, actually taken from the movie. But it fits the theme. It sounds like a choir.
Alright, how many times is Donald gonna die? Oh, not yet.
Oh yeah, no, he's still alive. we go. First major boss of Kingdom Hearts 1. Very iconic for me, at least. I just love this design, like where like the arms and legs are just kind of like it's just like these arms and legs are like floating around and stuff like that. It's like a very fun boss design.
This is a very cool boss fight.
For me, I specifically always remember the second time you fight him and the way his body twists upside down.
Yeah, like he's like inverted.
And that's like a case where he's more able to dislocate the different parts of his body from each other, right?
I mean, he's just floating here right now. Like,
sure.
Certain body parts are like...
Yeah, it's a cool design for a boss.
Oh god, this camera.
Yeah, when the camera isn't up against the wall with you.
Yeah, if I get past the saltiness kid me felt about a lot of boss fights, there's a lot of cool boss fights. I struggle to call the Riku boss fight good just because of how much trauma it gives me, but...
Especially having to rewatch that cutscene over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
Until they
cutscene.
finally added cutscene skipping in the HD collections.
Oh. Oh god.
I was wondering why you're taking so much damage, then I remember that you're
Yeah,
in
I'm playing an
expert mode.
expert, yeah. Probably might have been a mistake.
Stop. Does Donald not have cure yet?
No, he doesn't have Fury yet.
Damn. Okay.
Well, at least I'm getting this health at least.
Because I know you.
Oh, really? What the?
Because I know you don't get it until like Deep Jungle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saved like after, or like before I did like all the extra stuff. I think. Oh no! Oh, no, that's right. I forgot this.
Yeah. There's like a quick continue system.
Oh, that's right. This doesn't have skipping
Yep.
cutscenes. That's right.
Time to edit this out. Edit this out.
Yeah.
Edit this out.
Well, after many attempts, unfortunately, there seems to be an issue with the controller that Alec's using for this boss. It's actually the analog stick's fighting him like the whole time he's trying to hit it.
Yeah. So if you saw me like kind of moving around and like moving diagonally, I noticed I was kind of like moving very slowly and stuff like that, and it was just being kind of a pain in the ass. And I think at this point, I'm gonna have so much trouble fighting this boss. I'm just gonna say we should probably stop here.
Yeah, and there's we've gone on longer most likely than many of our other
Yeah.
videos at this point anyway. So we hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first one or if you've been watching the other ones, obviously thank you. This has been a really fun 50th edition of Keeping BZ. And join us next time for whatever random game we decide to pull from our nostalgic memory next.
Or your nostalgic memories if you want to leave recommendations in the comments.
Absolutely, yeah. If you have a game from your childhood that you'd like us to cover, absolutely, we'll give it a shot, even if we're blind to it.
If you'd like us to cover and then also have hot takes about.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys could like shit on the game and all that, and everyone can be disappointed in the comments.
Man, my childhood was the best childhood.
Yep.
I had the better childhood.
My
All your
childhood could
childhoods
punch your
sucked.
childhood in the face.
Well, my childhood has a deflective shield that protects me from.
Sora would totally beat Goku in a fight.
Take care, guys.
All right. See ya.